To see this policy laid out, I talked to the League of Minnesota Cities and discussed even having like on hours where public comes in and they have their 5 minutes and that, as long as it pertains to the operation of the city, I have no problem with it, or what's on the agenda that night. Otherwise, it's just, you know, we can have all sorts of things going on. It is a courtesy even having that on our agenda. A lot of communities do not even open that up to the public because we're supposed to be here at these meetings doing city business, getting this all taken care of. So to me, I'd like to look at this policy being put in place to make sure that even when people address the council, instead of calling names, calling the mayor names, or saying she's doing this and that, that maybe it should be city running business and things pertaining to the agenda that night.
Yeah, and well, the thing is getting into the drones and these other things, because it's on a federal level, you walk away, that's a huge, huge area to start doing research and trying to find out if these things are true. And then, even to find out what the budget is really, it says on that proclamation what their budget is and that. How do we know that's true? So we're gonna have to dig in, try to find out all this stuff. It takes a huge amount of time. And we have so many city issues that we need to be dealing with, and I need to be wasting my time, not wasting my time, but actually doing these things and not wasting my time on things that come from a federal level that I personally, I just don't have time to do it, so.
And you can't do anything. You're voted in to deal with this city and things pertaining to this city. We're never voted in to do national issues.
Dan, when you were administrator in Brainerd, did the public have the right to speak?
They did. We had a public forum. We had a public forum section. They couldn't speak in committee situations unless they were called on by the chair. Certainly they were just, it was pretty formalized that way. And they couldn't speak when it came to items on the agenda. I think it's similar to the way we have it there. But they did have a public forum section. It wasn't used very often, but it was used sometimes. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing certainly to do that. I encourage public participation.
Transparency.
Absolutely, and you want to make sure that you give people the opportunity to address their elected officials, in those situations. But it's up to you to determine where and when and how. You don't have to have it. You don't have to let people speak. It's not required. It's your agenda. You can determine how you run your meetings.
I find that hard to believe that the public can't speak.
You don't have to allow it.
Really? I wonder how the public can perceive that.
They'd hate it.
They would hate it. You are absolutely right. They would hate it.
They would hate it. Can the public walk into the legislature and speak?
I'm not sure. I can't answer
Yes,
that.
of course, you can get on the
Can they walk into the
agenda.
US Congress and speak?
You can get on the
No, they
agenda, but you can get on the agenda here too.
I guess you can get on the agenda.
Can I make myself clear?
Sure.
I would like to see the public come in and speak, as long as it addresses things pertaining to city operations and things pertaining to the agenda that night. Now, they have a right to come in this meeting and they can say that we want something placed on that agenda, which might not be on there, and we could vote on it previous to that meeting if we want to discuss that. There's no problem with that. And it's good they do come in and talk about things we have discussed that night and stuff, but to sit there and use it to banter and bash somebody, so many people could do that. We could be sitting there all night, and as council, we just have to sit there and take it if it's a lie or not.
That's right. We're elected officials. We have to.
And
That's not true.
Yes, it is true.
if
it is
it's
true.
if
This
it is a lie,
or it's a meeting open to the public, but it is not a public forum. We have an elected group that has been elected by the people in this
Yes.
community to do the business relative to parks, streets, water, sewer, and items that pertain specifically and only to the city. We have been elected to do that.
Yes.
And should we decide as a group that we are going to do that, we have the legal authority to do so. We are not bound by any law that says that we have to then poll every person in the community to determine if what we do is correct. That is taken care of at the next election.
Well, and we're all open to people calling us these things can be brought to us before meetings and after meetings, you know, and, I mean, that's what we're there for. So, Teresa, if she has an issue, she can call me, you know, Robin, the same thing. So, that's what
Should
we
we
do.
move on?
Yeah, absolutely.